Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my precious pack, and welcome back once more to They Are Billions. Been a while since we played this on the channel, but as with the content changes that I want to look into for the channel, more diversity and not just all Vega conflict, because I need to scale back on the game and focus on other games because Vega's killing me slowly and I need to take care of it. So, in the name of a little bit less Vega and games that I find more entertaining, we're going to play some They Are Billions. Today's video is primarily just going to be taking some time to set up the city before the first attack, so the next video will be for the first wave and a few days after and stuff like that. I'll probably take it in 10-day intervals, and the intention is simply just to have a little bit of fun with it, because that's more or less what I want to do. I want to have a little bit of fun with the game, enjoying myself and enjoying my time. You know, time well spent and whatnot. Now, you can pick up the game through Steam, because it's where I own it from, and as far as I'm aware, it hasn't been removed or anything like that. It should still be there. So if you're interested in the game, by all means pick it up, and I'm just going to quickly break it down like this. To me, it feels a bit like the old school Command & Conquer games, but with some more resource management, unit management, stuff like that, because you have to manage the number of workers you have, the amount of food, energy. You have to increase your population size to be able to get better mayors and stuff like that. You have to take care of your gold and individual resources as you advance and progress so that you can maintain a healthy income and whatnot like that. So this game, it isn't for like novices of RTS games or anything like that, but it would be a good game to start with if you want to get into a game that's RTS bound, that's kind of like the classics, but with its own spin. The spin being, it's you versus infested and whatnot like that. Well, not infested, infected. And what you do in the game is essentially just fight them back, you build your city up, and you try and survive. And by all intents and purposes, it's enjoyable because I can put hours into it and I just don't feel bad about it at all. And I enjoy the time deeply, and it's a game that I can recommend. So, expect to see a lot more of it on the channel, along with other games like Ark and stuff like that should be returning once I can get my new graphics card. And this is what I meant by increasing your population and getting new mayors and stuff like that. So, the primary things you're going to see in this video is just going to be the setup of the city, certain milestones and stuff like that. So you won't have to see a full 18-minute video because I'm going to be cutting it back heavily, so it's just a quick little bite-sized video to get anyone interested and let everyone know what the game's all about that follows the channel, and if you're interested, you can pick yourself up a copy through Steam. Okay, just dropped the workshop, the wood workshop at that, so I'll be able to start upgrading the basic things. It's essentially the progression structure through the technological tree. And it unlocks the stone workshop and stuff like that. But one thing I also want to bring up more than that is the aesthetic of the game, because I love it because it screams steampunk, and here's something not a lot of people know. If a game has a steampunk style aesthetic, I might be more inclined to play it because I actually have a soft spot in my heart for the more steampunk style games, despite the fact that you guys don't see them often around the channel. It's just because I love the aesthetic that comes with the steampunk style, and when a game can do it right, it'll attract me even if it's got bad gameplay, just because I like the way it looks. Kind of like the thing with Vega, the gameplay isn't all there for me, but the aesthetic is, in some cases. In other cases, is it a bite? It's not there for me. But when it comes to They Are Billions aesthetics, I just love it. It's not over the top, but it's just enough to be interesting to look at and just maintain an overall style that I enjoy. Alright, need to drop a mill real quick because I need to get a little bit more power in here because I made a little bit of a mistake. And now I can start researching some stuff thanks to the wood workshop, and since I picked up the mayor earlier, I don't have to research the farm because I already have the technology through them, so I can start building them and getting a large amount of food, and I have a great spawn for this because of it. All the grass you see I can actually use for the farm. It'll be turned into wheat fields after it's placed down, and as you can see from the northwestern side, I actually have a large amount of grass right there, as you can see. It's just a matter of taking care of it and laying out what I want for the farmland. Now, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to lay out 4 farms side by side, each with a 64 food income, so right off the bat that'd be 200 plus food for me right there, so that's a pretty good deal. I just need to secure the area so I can establish a wall, then build the farms on the outside of the wall so I can start securing that area and building up. And now I get to start building and doing one of my favorite things in most RTS games that allow it, and that is building up wall structures, towers, gates, and things like that, because I like the defensive aspects of certain games. Now, because I've played Vegas so much, we don't have aspects like this in the game, so it's going to take me a while to get back in the swing of things, but it shouldn't be hard to remind myself of just what a good defense looks like. A basic defense is better than no defense for the time being, though. Oh, we got our first infected individual right there coming out of the woodwork. Happily, though, I already have personnel on standby and guarding that area. We have more infected. Well, let's just call them as they are. They're zombies. We have more zombies arriving from the western side. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful about that expansion. But I've already begun to wall off the base, as you can see. I want the primary area, which is the spawn area, to be primarily used for gold income. Then I'm going to use the secondary areas, which will be outside the walls before I wall them off. I'm going to use them for food, metal income, stuff like that. And for any structures I can get that I can't actually maintain on the outside, I'll scrap them for additional resources that I more or less just have to repair them, then scrap them to get back more. And the intention there is just for them to not tie up any of my resources while I get back on my feet, or get onto my feet, but also get a little bit of extra resources in the process. And one thing that you didn't notice there is a zombie right there. He's just walking through the grass, minding his own business, as you can see, multiple times. Took me several times to even notice him when I was recording the video, so yeah. Zombie dude's just chilling there in the grass. Come on, little zombie friend. Come here. We just want to play a game. That ranger there's going to shoot you with a bow and an arrow. There's another zombie. There was another one right by the rocks. And there's a third one. It seems like I've stirred the nest, and all the noise that my little city is creating is drawing them in. That isn't too bad, honestly. Normally I forget to put walls up and they're walking right up to the tents and infecting them. It gets pretty bad. Okay, that I'm going to want to scrap because it's taking up all of my power, so I can't upgrade my cottages currently, and I actually need more workers. So, scrapped it is, and I got 2 workers back from it. And now I get to start upgrading the little tents in the cottages, which will allow for a larger population, more workers. It'll take more energy and food to maintain them, but in the long run I'll be able to lay out more farms and stuff like that because of them. So it'll also help open up the main area, because for every 1 cottage I can remove 1 tent if I need to. It'll allow me to rework the interior so I can fit a barracks in, well, a troop center in, at some point in the center of the base. And as you can see, thankfully walled off that area in time too, because the zombies are coming out of the darkness. They're just coming out of the darkness from every direction, so I may want to hurry up and finish with the southern portion of the... Oh, southern portion is already done. Don't have to worry about that. Just a matter of upgrading the tents to cottages then, and then getting a troop center established someplace in wherever I can fit it in, to be able to start training additional rangers to help man the walls until I can start building ballistas and things like that, which I should probably prioritize researching. Actually, looking at it now, my research isn't functioning at all, so next I log in, I'm going to have to start that. Again, there's another issue of, don't be like me, just like from the previous World of Tanks video. Do as I say, not as I do. Easiest way to put that is, if you do as I do, you're gonna lose. Because I'm not researching. I've got plenty enough gold, as you can see, 2,000 topped off. I could use that gold to start upgrading, researching, stuff like that. And I really should, because I should have the ballista researched by now, and I should have the sniper researched by now, so I could be protecting myself a little bit more easily. Ballista would be great against the clumped up large clutches during waves, while the snipers I could set in the towers and set them to prioritize the most dangerous targets so they'd be able to bring down the biggest and the baddest pretty easily. But no, instead of doing that, here I am dinking around. And there's still more little zombie dudes coming out of the darkness. Oh, they're starting to come from the southern end as well. So they're now approaching from every direction in small groups of 1, 2, 3. Just depends on how many wander close each time. That isn't much of an issue because each one that wanders close, the rangers can deal with them due to the tower giving increased attack range and whatnot. But that's going to be it for today's episode. Be safe out there, my pack. Happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you later.